on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Broadcasting live worldwide.
On June 16th, 2018, a show designed for you, the Daily Commuter, went live. A weekly show all about faith. A show with motivational topics, inspirational stories, and personal testimony set out to change the world.
Don't you see that your faith is coming alive? Don't you see that it's tested every time? He's the one that makes your life divine. He's the one that makes you feel fine. Your faith's being tested.
Hi, I am Mia. You're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Hello, my name is Amari, and today we are back on another episode of Have Faith and Let's Begin. Hi, my name is Isabella, and you're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Hey, this is Freddie, and you're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Hi, my name is Angela, and you're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Welcome to Have Faith. Let it begin. Here's your host, Angel Santana.
Broadcasting live worldwide.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Have Faith, Let It Begin on this Monday, May 4th, 2020. Folks, so much has happened over the last 48 to 72 hours. I am much better. I was under the weather for the last couple days. Haven't been myself. Had a lot of stuff going on. Started not feeling well on Friday night, and then it kind of carried over throughout the weekend. So I was, just trying to get my bearings. Started feeling better a little bit on Saturday, and then Saturday night I just started to get sick again. And then Sunday I just tried my very best to relax to the best of my ability and just do everything I can to just move forward. And that's where we're at today, folks. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to today's episode. Today is called Believe, and that's what we're going to start with. You know, growing up, I was always inspired by so many different things. But the word believe has always been a huge integral part of the things that I remember as I was growing up. Being told to believe in yourself, to trust in yourself. Being told that believing is important. When I was in my early 20s, and I started to realize that it was time to get closer and closer and to build a relationship with God, I needed to try my very best to believe in myself. It's funny because during the early stages of my 20s, when I was going through a depression, I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe that I was capable of doing the things that I wanted to do, being the manager that I was meant to be, because I didn't believe in myself. I think growing up from when we were a child, we are around so many different types of kids. We're around kids that are brainiacs, kids that are not such brainiacs. We were around kids that were just good in sports, good in art, good in academics, good with speaking, singing. You get to where I'm going with that. And then you start questioning yourself when you're young. What can I do? What are my strengths? What can I believe in that I can do? As I got older, and I'm the youngest of four, I used to doubt myself all the time because my oldest brother was very, very good in sports. My second oldest brother was very good in entertainment. My sister was a great basketball and sports athlete as well. And for me, there were two things that I loved to do. I loved watching wrestling, and I loved to eat food. And growing up, being the youngest of four with a weight problem, the only one in my family with a weight problem, it was hard. It was very difficult. I always felt like I embarrassed my brothers. I embarrassed my sister. I always felt that I was the quote-unquote chunky one. And I didn't want to say I felt sorry for myself, because that's not true. I always believed in myself, but I didn't know what to believe in. As I got older, I decided that maybe sports commentary would be the best suit for me. I love sports. I love reenacting so many different things. I loved reenacting wrestling and sporting events and trying to perfect it to the best of my ability. As I got older and I finished high school, I went into college and prepared myself for that next step. Unfortunately, at that time, college was not the right path for me. Let me explain. I just wasn't able to keep up with the academics. I didn't do well, and I eventually gave up. One of the things that I learned when I was in college was I was very good in business. There were some classes that I excelled in. One of the things that I was pretty good in was dealing with children. So I got enrolled and I got myself involved in the village that I lived in, recreational department, and eventually moved up the ranks and became the recreational director for the town. I believed in myself. I began to imagine where I would be in the next 5 years. I eventually started dating a young girl, and we together moved out of our homes and into our first apartment, which eventually was a very toxic relationship. But during the course of that relationship, I became a sales representative for a company that I would eventually launch my career in business. And even then, I doubted myself because I listened to other people's negativity. I listened to other people's put-downs. I didn't have self-control. I didn't have the opportunity to say, leave your comments to yourself. I didn't believe. During the early part of my 20s, as I stated, as I was being a manager and I was in this toxic relationship, I had an opportunity to go away for 3 days in a men's religious retreat called Tres Dias. It is there where I would give myself to the Lord, and He would launch the greatest feeling, the greatest journey that I have been on since I was 21 years old. After being 21 years old and moving forward, I still hit rock bottom. When the relationship ended and I was transferred to Providence, Rhode Island, I went through a 2 to 3 year depression. In those 2 years, I learned to find who I was. I learned to believe in myself, but I did not do it alone. The church next door was with me. The church next door to my new apartment in Rhode Island helped me get on my feet, allowed me to realize that you're not in it alone. Last week we talked about, did you lose something? You're not alone. It is all because we need to believe in ourselves. We need to believe that God has the best plan for us. God had a plan for me. God has a plan for you. And it is now time to know that He is listening, He is ready, He is willing, He is able, and He is opening up His arms for you. Accept Him, believe in Him, but most importantly, believe in yourself. Tomorrow, we will touch base again on part 2 of Believe. For now, I leave you with this. As I got older, as I went through my turmoils and my storms, as I realized that God was everything, that's when my journey began. And what was to come next would be the pinnacle the rise of who I am today. Join me tomorrow for that conclusion. Have faith. Let it begin. Thank you for listening to another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. That's right, Ariel. We're done with another show. And it's always great to have this show with you, my love. You know, we're going to encourage each and every person to listen to our show every single weekday. That's right, you and I are going to help change the world. Do you think that you can do that for me? Huh? Yeah, you know you can. She does. We want to let you know, and yes, we encourage you to listen to our show each and every weekday, and it's going to be live at 7:30. Make sure you're subscribed to our show. Make sure you get ready, fasten those seatbelts, because Ariel and I and my family are going to bring you a new topic, a new story each and every day, right? Isn't that right, Ariel? Yeah. And she's smiling at me. Guys, enjoy your day.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.